Good afternoon. This is Dinesh speaking. I'm actually on a beach that is known as the Golden Mile, actually in front of Durban, and uh, and my introduction to this video is my continuation of the first, meaning the mind, body, and environment are one. And what I actually discovered was that there are six aspects that influences your body basically, and they are known as doctors. Now, and doctors you go to when you feel unwell, and in the same way that you go to a doctor, when you feel unwell and then you become better after that, uh, it, it's the same way as being exposed to these six factors and becoming well, and they are the sun, the fresh air, water, diet, exercise, and rest, which is sleep. Now, I'm going to describe to you how they are doctors, meaning how they actually have healing powers. Firstly, the sun actually is the source of vitamin D. It boosts your immune system. And the sun also stimulates serotonin. Serotonin is the waking up. It actually makes you alert. It's a hormone that is stimulated during the mornings that keeps you, that wakes you up actually, and makes you alert. And the sun actually stimulates that hormone, serotonin. And it is known that it also actually stimulates melatonin. Melatonin makes you sleep at night, and it is said that the brighter the day is, the more exposure you have to the sun, the brighter your day is, the more melatonin is secreted in your body and the better sleep you have. So the sun is actually so powerful that it actually influences how you feel, in that it can make you feel happier just by stimulating serotonin. The pupil in your eye being exposed to the sunrise, and which is also beautiful. The sunrise is beautiful, especially at twilight, and just before sunrise is beautiful, and sunrise actually is actually beautiful. And when you admire something, it makes you feel better. So the sun makes you feel better, and not just making you feel safe and warm. The sun stimulates vitamin D and serotonin, and that is why the sun has healing power. Fresh air basically stimulates the respiratory system, and in stimulating the respiratory system, basically your lungs are influenced by diffusion actually, and there is a diffusion gradient that happens when you are outside. Yeah, there's a high concentration of carbon dioxide in your lungs and a low concentration outside. And when you come outside, you can exhale better because there is a low concentration of carbon dioxide and a high concentration in your lungs, so you exhale better. And what is in a high concentration outside is oxygen, and there's a low concentration in your lungs. So when you go outside, a diffusion gradient is formed, and oxygen is better inhaled into your body. So you inhale fresher and more oxygen when you're outside. And when your respiratory system functions better, your blood circulatory system functions better, your cells are receiving more oxygen, you feel better, because there is a process called cellular respiration that actually, with the use of oxygen, glucose, which is like food, actually is actually combined to release energy and carbon dioxide and water. So you inhale oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide, and when you're outside, you can actually breathe fresh air, and it makes you feel better because you inhale more oxygen and you exhale more carbon dioxide. There's a better diffusion gradient, a high concentration of oxygen and low concentration of oxygen. And we all know that gases flow from a high concentration to a low concentration. So when you're outside, there is a high concentration of oxygen and a low concentration of oxygen in your lungs. So oxygen is inhaled into your lungs, and in the same way, there's a low concentration of carbon dioxide outside, and there's a high concentration of carbon dioxide in your lungs when you're exhaling. So there's another diffusion gradient forming. So the diffusion gradient is formed when you're outside, and that is why you're able to inhale and exhale better, and your cells receive oxygen and you feel better. Thirdly, water, which I have here. I'm going to take a sip of water, which I have here. Basically, water basically is necessary for your bowel movement. It also quenches your thirst, and if you quench your thirst, you feel happier. And it's necessary for your kidneys to function better, and water basically it detoxifies your body, and it is needed by your body in many other ways, and fluids in your body. Fourthly, diet. Actually, diet basically, like your fruits actually have fiber. It regulates your bowel movement. And fruits have fructose, actually, which is sugar, which is needed by the body for energy. Besides being actually tasty, fruits give you energy, and they are delicious basically. And besides a diet, basically there are certain foods that you eat basically, like pepper and chili, which stimulates certain neurochemicals in your body that makes you feel better. And then there are apples actually that have high fiber content. Then there are oranges basically that can lower your blood pressure. There are varieties. Bananas actually stimulate serotonin. So each of these wonderful fruits, actually, notice the color. Like oranges and bananas are yellow. They're the color of the sun, and they do wonderful things. Like banana actually not only helps your digestion, but it stimulates serotonin if you're eating it in the morning, and it stimulates melatonin if you're eating it in the afternoon. Makes you sleep better. So fruits and diet and proteins build your muscle. And fifthly, we have exercise. Exercise basically is movement, movement where you move your body. You got to move your body at least 20 to 30 minutes actually to regulate your blood circulatory system. And the exercise helps you in many ways. Stimulates the happy neurochemical endorphins, and endorphins actually can relieve pain. They can make you feel better. It can also reduce inflammation, and basically relieving sadness and anxiety. It increases your happiness. Basically, that's what exercise does. And at least 20 to 30 minutes of exercise daily is necessary. And so basically exercise is very, very important. And lastly, rest actually sleep. When you actually sleep, your body basically repairs itself, and it resynchronizes. The heart rate actually regulates, and your breathing regulates. Your digestive system digests the food that you ate. And you also when you sleep, you dream actually. And basically dreams basically they actually dreams basically form to digest the events of the day before, to prepare you for the day thereafter. You get psychological digestion through dreaming, and you get physiological digestion, which is actually digestion by your colon and intestines. So and sleep helps your body to rest, and in this way, and to actually, and the very fact that you're lying horizontally and you still means that you are regaining your energy. You're not using energy, and you're asleep, and the sleep prepares you for the next day. So sleep keeps you well. It's one of the healers. So to summarize the 6 healers that I've discovered, the healing power of nature, 3 are totally external. Basically, the sun, which is yellowish. The sun basically has healing power. It stimulates vitamin D. It actually has the awakening effect of stimulating serotonin. And basically the sun basically it actually it starts your day basically, and by it can relieve depression basically, according to what that is why the sun is a doctor. By stimulating the happy hormone serotonin, the sun actually can relieve depression if you are in the sun from about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning, and from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so a little bit of sunlight, 15 to 30 minutes. And then secondly, fresh air. Basically, when you're outside, you inhale oxygen, and your lungs receive oxygen, and it transmits it to as you know, the atria is the upper chamber, the ventricle is in the lower. When your lungs transfer the oxygen to the left atria, it actually pumps it to the left ventricle, which pumps it through the aorta, and the aorta pumps the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. And the cells and organs of your body require this oxygen to use the fuel and to burn the fuel, to actually change glucose use in addition to oxygen into energy, and it releases carbon dioxide, which diffuses back into your blood, which returns back to the right atrium, which is pumped into the right ventricle, and the right ventricle pumps it to the lungs, and you exhale out. So fresh air basically is necessary, and you need about at least 30 minutes of fresh air daily, especially in the mornings between 6 and 8 a.m. And basically water, as 6 to 8 glasses is necessary. As I mentioned, it regulates your bowel movements, it quenches your thirst. It's required for many functions in the body, and water detoxifies you, and I discovered that water even lowers your blood pressure. And basically your diet, remember, diet is also external. The sun is external, fresh air is external, oxygen is external to your body, water is external, diet, fruits and vegetables and the food that you eat is external. four external doctors. Now they are basically they influence you positively if you use it correctly. And finally, there's exercise which you do basically structured, routine, repetitive exercise, body movements that can actually regulate your muscles and your blood circulatory system. And basically, exercise, physical exercise, has been proven to be a wonder medicine basically. And provided that you do the exercise, at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. And there are two different types of exercises. There's aerobic exercise. When you are outside, you move your body outside basically, like you play a sport like tennis, or you just move your body around, kicking a ball or throwing a ball up, moving your body around, even dancing outside. You're breathing air outside, and you're moving your body. And as you move your body, even lymph fluid is moves. By the way, there is actually a fluid in your body called lymph, and it doesn't have a pump to pump it to all parts of the body. The lymph actually comes from a lymphatic system. It needs movement to move to all parts of the body. It carries white blood cells to fight infections. So exercise also, it moves lymph throughout your body, and it helps you to fight infections. And those four healers, the sun, fresh air, water, and diet, are four external factors that influence your body. They are healers. And the two internal factors that influence your body in a positive way is exercise, which you have control of, and sleep and rest, which you have to have about 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So to conclude this, the sun, fresh air, and water and diet, they influence your body positively, and provided you get sufficient amounts of it, you will be healthy basically. And it can even be a healer. Like the sun can be a healer. If you are in the early morning sun, between about 20 to 30 minutes, can relieve depression. And exercise can also heal your body basically by reducing inflammation and by reducing fear. It also helps you to be happy. And finally, sleep as well. You need 6 to 8 hours. So to summarize this, there are 6 factors that I discovered that are doctors that heal your body: the sun, fresh air, water, diet, exercise, and rest. And as I mentioned in my first video, that the mind, body, environment are one system, basically divided into 3 subsystems. Firstly, the mind; secondly, the body; thirdly, the environment. And as I mentioned, that when there's a positive change in one of these subsystems, all the subsystems are influenced. Like the environment has 4 external factors: the sun, fresh air, water, and diet. Now those are four subsystems that belong to the environment. It's a mind, body, environment. And then when there's a change in that environment, there's an introduction of light from darkness, of sunrise. It will influence your body positively by increasing serotonin and by making you feel happy basically. So the sun actually makes you feel happy. Fresh air makes you feel happy because if there's a positive change in your respiratory system, there's a positive change in your nervous system. You think clearly, and you are more happier basically. So to conclude, that there are these 6 doctors, as I mentioned. They are doctors in inverted comma: the sun, air, water, diet, exercise, and sleep. And in my next video, I'll be expanding on how each of these factors influence your mind, body, environment. Thank you. This is Dinesh. I am actually on a beach that is regarded as the Golden Mile. I'm concluding my video by saying thank you. Thank you.